Tharanga and Achini. Looking at your front garden, we know just how difficult your soils are. What I want to do for this front area is make it as easy to maintain as possible. I want to get rid of those timber boxes, possibly put in like brick edging as a mowing strip so that you can just drive the mower around. We don't have to get off and do whippersnipping and things like that. We've got to work on the drainage. We've got to work on the irrigation. You've got very difficult soils to get these things to do well in. And on the written plan, we're going to pinpoint all of these trees. Like, I want to undo the combination of the birches and the Ficinias there. Here's this little corner here. I want to get some evergreen trees in to try and hide that next door's house. Your oak trees are fine, but I think we need to move them around a little bit. And I'm going to show you this on the drawing as well. And then you can see in the 3Ds what I've done around the back side of this house here. We've sort of extended that alfresco space and that living space and the fire pit and things like that. The little magnolias on the fence line there, again really struggling just because of the combination of really bad drainage, and they're going to really struggle in summer. So where I'm up to with the modelling of the front here, you've got these really juvenile date palms. Eventually, in 20 years time, they'll grow nice and tall, but in the meantime we've got to be able to maintain this properly. So I just want to make it as easy as possible for you to get around on the mower. I'd love to get rid of those timber boxes. We can just mound up those garden beds if you like, or we can go and put in brick edging around it, and so that you just got a nice mower strip that you can drive around on. The birches are fantastic down on the right hand side. They're okay just on the left hand side, but deciduous trees, and you'll see the size of the house next door through them. This is a shed. Now I've painted this into the Colorbond monument. I've also got options for you to climb something on it. So we could do something like the Boston ivy. It could be the Chinese star jasmine on a climbing frame. Here you can see I've started to do this veranda. It's about 2.5 meters wide. I've got some skylights in it now. I do have a ceiling in here, which could be an option. And there are those evergreen trees just there blocking out that house on the right hand side there. The new toilet steps up to your existing pathway, which takes you up to the big shed. Now I want to make sure that we have access for the ride-on mower to be able to get around the property. What I have done in that space just opposite the between the pool and the house is I want to turn all of this into garden beds. So here are your oak trees looking nice and mature, and you can see at the base of them the combination of the timber boxes, which I want to get rid of. I was going to put brick edging in, but I think I would just change the whole thing to garden bed. The pool has been cut in to the natural contours, which at this end where we're looking at, so it sort of cuts in maybe about 400 millimeters. The two opposite diagonals are touching natural ground level, and there's a little bit of raising to be done at the corner closest to the fire pit here. It's an 8 by 4 meter pool with a 2 by 2 meter spa in it. I've got glass fencing around the outside and some sun lounges and umbrellas and things like that. Your existing oak tree, you can see the timber box in the middle here. It's not quite symmetrical and centered, so we could take that oak tree out and put it in the middle, and I've got the pathway going around either side of it. However, we could also take that oak tree out of the equation, put them onto the sides, and then we can open all of that space up in the middle. It does create these nice avenues on either side of it. It will produce beautiful shade for that western, that hot afternoon sun in summer. And this is the view out from that. Well, it's an existing window at the moment. I'd like to see it change to a door. So all of this I want to turn into garden. So I've got, I think I'm going to put a gravel path through here and some steppers, turn it into a bit of a woodland style of planting. Here are your existing oak trees in their boxes, which will all just come apart, and then we will prepare this garden bed to be really beautiful soils, really good drainage and good irrigation going through there. So you can see that nice little stone wall nestles nicely. I've kind of got this semicircle of deciduous, really sort of small trees. They could be the upright birches or something like that in and around the fire pit. And then I've got this new arbor coming off the alfresco area. Now it could have a vine. There's lots of different vines, both evergreen or deciduous, which we could hang over that. And then where the table is, I've actually push that out into the sun. So it can really just live in this covered space, but the times that you want to use it out in the sun, it can go out there. The fire pit is a random stone. It could just be gravel and a stone wall around the outside, and that just makes a really nice corner. And what I really do like seeing with fire pits is if you can put a removable tabletop on top of the fire pit bowl, and it can become like a nice coffee table, and you can sort of sit around just on the seating around the outside there when you're not using it as a fire pit. So all of this area has been extended as paving. So there's a fair bit of excavation work to do here, and here's the new roof coming onto the back of the house. You can see the air conditioning units on top. That power box I'd love to move. And I've made this all one level out further into the sunlight, so we can maybe just sort of push out into that there. It'd been really nice to get some pots and things. Outdoor kitchen sitting in that corner there with the toilet in behind there. Now the colour scheme, the renders that I've got are just matching the front of your house and the existing renders that you've got there. You can see those beautiful skylights letting ample light coming in, but this is going to provide a huge amount of shade for that hot afternoon sun. So that is due west, looking out that way, and then on the northern side of the property, I still want to make sure that we can get that winter light coming into those windows and penetrating into those rooms as much as possible. So you can see some of where those big costs are going to go, and they're at the back of the pool and that sort of extended al fresco space. Down the side of the house, you've got an existing lawn where the basketball court is, in this gravel area here. It's all getting covered in weed and grass. So we really should have a think about how we're going to treat with this, and whether we go to a solid surface or something that's just a bit easier to manage. You've also got this gravel down the other side of the concrete here where the retaining wall is. Maybe we take that gravel out and get some planting and green that space there up. And I think once we fix the soils in the front, the existing plants will do much better, and we get the irrigation happening and really work on getting the soils right. So let me know what you think, and we'll go from there.